Welcome back to the show, everybody. The most dangerous hand in the multiverse are loose, and you might be looking at this, looking at the title of this video, and be like, "Yo, Trip, it's loose. It's like that." Oh yeah, it's totally like that. And as a fan of this console, as a fan of what this company has done, right and wrong, it's good to know that finally they really finna get for real about this mini business. Because around this time last year, you know what I'm saying, they announced this thing last year, and then when they announced who was behind it, I was kind of freaked out because if you've ever been in a dollar store, you've seen one of them Sega flashback consoles. As someone who owns one, if they would get one on the lowest of lows, it wasn't even worth what I paid for it. It wasn't even worth, because the thing is, I got it on the low for like $10 at a Family Dollar just because they was trying to get rid of stock of them. And this was like the latest version. Yeah, it got like 50 million games. You can put a Sega Genesis cartridge in it, but if your emulation is garbage, it's garbage. And that was garbage. And when Sega was like, yo, we gonna work with these fools again to bring you this real work, I was kind of like, nah, bruh. But then Sega got the right away and was like, nah, man, we don't want to work with y'all. That if we gonna do this, we gonna do it right. We gonna do it the right way. And last night, they let the heat out the bag. We are gonna watch the trailer. We are going to go through this. But the thing is, knowing whose hands these are in, and we'll talk about that after we watch the trailer, it brings me good vibes in my feely place, because this is gonna be the business. Because given all the mini consoles out right now, for real, the best bang for your buck right now is to go buy a PlayStation Classic for $40, and not because you finna play any game on that bitch. Because in order to really unleash the beast on that thing, you gotta buy a $20 thing or have a right keyboard to do it with. It's like the Super Nintendo, you know what I'm saying? Get your Star Fox, and the NES thing, it is what it is. And it's like 5 of those Neo Geo things at this point, and more of these things are coming. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, what you can do with a PlayStation Classic right now is easy worth $40. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying, like, I still need to go get mine, but I'm still waiting on the streets. You know what I'm saying? They said they're having a war about which hack of this classic console that wasn't worth the $100 price tag is better. And it's like, it's kind of crazy to think about when you think about it in those kind of contexts. But no. In my feely place, Uncle Triple's extra excited because who is on the case? But we gonna get to that after we get through all the work. So, super duper motherfucking magic box. Girl, where you at, baby? Super duper motherfucking magic box. You know what it is. Let me. Okay. Can you see me now? You can only see my lips because I can see this. Okay. That's better. That's better. I'm right here. I'm good. Congregation with me. Bessie Janine on the ones and the twos. I think Janine's gonna do a little purring because we gotta get to this. So, let me make some small adjustments here. Okay, that should be cool. What? That's my telephone. Oh, I dropped it earlier. Oh, here we go. Got it. Gotta control that TV remote. You feel me? But look, we finna get to the work in action. So we finna take a look at the trailer from FBS last night. You know what I'm saying? So we finna see what's good with the Sega Mega Drive Mini, and then we're going to discuss. And I mean discuss. So, with all of that being said, now activating Sega Mega Drive Mini .exe. Check 1, 2. Sega. Okay. Thank you, Super Duper, for the magic box. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay. So, I want to take you to a couple of pictures. I want to roll with a couple of pictures with me. Bring me the slideshow! This is a slideshow. This is the Mega Drive Mini, as you see, right? So, I don't know if you guys noticed at the end of the joint is that, and there was a little confusion about this on the internet as I was reading through like the live news as people were trying to correct it and get it together, is you can either get this for like what the equivalent about $70 with one controller or $90 for two controllers. Now, a couple of things that we don't know. Given that Retro Bit is coming out with all these 8-bit USB, all these 8-bit USB things and all that for various Sega systems or whatever, I gotta wonder, will they be compatible with this thing? You gotta wonder that information. So stay tuned for that information as you know as that thing comes out, because maybe they might enough this compatible with the Genesis Mini, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to get like one of those special Sega Saturn controllers instead of using a straight 6-button for the Genesis, you can do what you do with that, right? September 19th. At least this is the Japanese release date. Even for all the news that I've read throughout the morning is what I know. And what it is that I do know is that I'm not 101% sure if this is a worldwide release or if it's just for the Genesis, because it does show the Sega Genesis Mini, but it also doesn't state about whether or not like you can get it, make it look like the Sega Genesis. The one thing that I was kind of smallly disappointed in, even though like for like aesthetic purposes and just whatever, it does not have a headphone jack on it. That'd have been dope if you could like hook like a Bluetooth headset to it, whatever, and like listen to it on Bluetooth. That would be dope. That would be dope. But you know, I understand like how much extra that would cost to try to run things through a 3.5 millimeter thing and all that. So I can understand, and it is what it is with that. But yeah, September the 19th, 2019. If anything should change after this update, I will let you know. Next slide, please. Okay, so as you watch that trailer, we know about the list of these following games so far. We've got Sonic 2, we've got Puyo Puyo 2, we've got Shining Force, we've got Vampire Killer, known to you better as Castlevania Bloodlines. We've got Wrestle Ball. I don't know why this game's on here, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be for real. I didn't know this game existed until this morning. So we gonna do what it do with that, and it is what it is. Gunstar Heroes. One of the best in the business. You should watch me and Jay play that sometime. I'm like, yo, Comic Zone, one of my favorite Sega Genesis games ever. We gonna get around to that at some point, you know what I'm saying? As we run that race, let's track talk triple. So you know what I'm saying? We gonna get to that. Rent a Hero. Now, given Rent a Hero's history and things like that, I don't know, maybe that they'll include a translated ROM with the game or something. I don't know. Space Harrier 2. Well, of course, you want Space Harrier 2 because it's Space Harrier. When does Triple get Planet Harrier? It's just asking for a friend, you know what I'm saying? And Mato Monogatari. Now, you may be looking at this and asking yourself about why about this game. Well, this game is kind of a technical prequel to Puyo Puyo 2 because the storylines follow, but this is technically a remake of a PC Engine game which then got remade for the Game Gear. So, yeah, shout out to Compile, putting in work. But yeah, but this is where we are right now. That of these 10 games that we know about, there are 30 more. You know what? I'm gonna bring it back to me because I need you to see my face as I explain like the wonderful news if you didn't notice during the trailer. The guards are on the case. Those guards being M. Deuce. You know, the kings and queens of emulating anything that they can emulate. Bat Rider's coming. I believe. Look, knowing that the gods are on the case is the best thing for this. They have so much familiarity with the Sega Genesis and its games, given everything they did with the 3D reprint archive series and things like that. I still need to get me another 3DS and go play that version of Power Drift. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's an exclusive version of Power Drift that's on the eShop that's not on either the Sega Genesis Collector that came out over here or Part 3 that came out over there in Japan. So get your hands on that. I don't think they really finna go into the 3D stuff too much, but you really gotta wonder, like, what is the rest of this lineup gonna look like? It's like, I don't really think that they should really go like how other systems did, like, well, you get this game exclusively because you're in this territory or whatever, and some things like that. I'm like, depending on, I like questions you may have, like, will this have Sonic 3 or Sonic and Knuckles or a combination of the two? Don't know. They still trying to work that out somehow, and hopefully they work that out somehow, because it'll be dope to have the complete Sonic series. If they want to throw the other stuff, 3D Blast and, you know, Spinball, you can do whatever you want with that. Like, it need to be some Fantasy Star on here somewhere. Just putting it out there. Like, we got Shining Force, we need some Fantasy Star. Two. Fantasy Star 2. Okay? Cool. It would be nice, especially because I'm looking at Gunstar Heroes, if they bring some of the stuff that were in the 3D versions of the games, like having like all those extra options for various games. That'll be dope, because M2's working on it. Speaking of Gunstar Heroes, if Alien Soldier don't make this list, that's a damn crime. I'm sorry. I do not apologize for saying what it is that I have said here. But if Alien Soldier don't make it, that's a crime. Because Alien Soldier is one of the best games on the Sega Genesis Name of Day of the Week that it's in. Because Alien Soldier is that damn good. Looking at the rest of this, it's like I'm trying to think though, like, it's some games that don't even need the name that are going to be covered. Like, Afterburner 2 is probably going to make it because of what Afterburner 2 represents. I don't know, because the third party we got representing right now is we got Konami, we got Namco, so I would expect a version of Rolling Thunder on here, because that's the only other game that I can really think of. Like, they could try to run the later Splatterhouses, but I really think that given a collection like this, that Rolling Thunder might fit a little bit more, and everyone can use a little bit more Rolling Thunder. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else? Like, because, again, Contra Hardcore. See, I just thought of that. That if you got Vampire Killer, you might as well get Contra the Hardcore, as it's called in Japan, though. So get Contra Hardcore on there. Let me see, cause I'm looking at the list. I'm looking. I'm thinking, like, it's other games that I would love to see, but because of, reasons or whatever, they probably not gonna make it. Like, I would love to see X-Men 2. I would love to see X-Men 2 Clone Wars. You know what I'm saying? Cause I love that game. I love that game. Like, I stupidly to death love that game, for real. Like, I love X-Men Clone Wars, though. Like, that game is dumb. Like, at X-Men 1, I don't even know how X-Men 1 would work, because it's a secret to you. I'm like, if you don't know the secret to X-Men and why it wouldn't work in an emulation type of situation, then, I'm not going to spoil that for you, even though that's a 50 million euro spoiler. I'm trying to think. Other games. Yeah, that. Speaking of that, you got what? The Streets of Rage trilogy, and you got The Revenge of Shinobi, Shadow Dancer, and you got Shinobi 3 The Ninja Master. Of course. Speaking of all those games, let me set up for this one. The god, Yuzo Koshiro, is composing the theme for the whole Mega Drive thingy. So it's good to know Yuzo Koshiro is working on this, but You ain't saying nothing about Streets of Rage 4, my fam. I'm just saying. I'm like, Yuzo Koshiro is the greatest of all time. I'm like, I thought you knew. There are some that are in this league, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we're not going to get into that right now. Shout out to Zuli Top. It was good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out there that, that the Streets of Rage trilogy, everything Shinobi, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you're going to get your golden axes, your things like that. You know, your Dynamite Headaches, your Ride Stars, you know, just hitting those notes, those Sega Genesis notes or whatever. Given that this is a Mega Drive thing, there's not a lot you could do. It would kind of weirdly surprise me if they get 32X games on here. Mainly Knuckles Chaotic, because that's probably the only 32X game you probably should play, because other games on the 32X are either done better elsewhere in whatever kind of way you find them, or, you know, it is what it is with that. They recently did virtual racing for the Sega Ages, so it wouldn't surprise me to see virtual racing on here. I hope they do not slap the Sega Genesis version of Virtua Fighter 2. As much as I appreciate a 2D version of Virtua Fighter 2, I don't know if you got room for that over here. One of the games that should probably make it, Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition, because of what that game represents in the all-out war of Sega versus Nintendo. There's a long historic story why that game is called what it is, and why Street Fighter 2 Turbo is what it is, because of how you sign a contract. Just putting it out there. Do your homework. Do your homework about that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there anything else that I can immediately think of for Sega Genesis? Because I know I'm forgetting things, but like major stuff is being covered, and given like I don't know how many other third parties they're gonna reach out to, what it is this system can do, and things like that. You know, like it'll be interesting to see what this does. It's like, cause I think this is not gonna have like bonus arcade versions of things. This is gonna stick straight to Sega Genesis Mega Drive games for real. And I'm really thinking that, you know, that they, like they say, they go. I think for real, like I think. The one thing that I said through all of this that you may not think is a lot that I do is Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition. That's the one game that I think that they should reach out to Capcom and get that for this collection. Just because of what it represents in that war of what's the best Street Fighter port. I still believe right now that it is a tie, at least when it comes to 16-bit consoles, of Turbo and Special Championship Edition. They both are technically the same thing, but different, but both offer something that the other does not, and it's just a crazy thing that you should play them both side by side. And weirdly enough, Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 2, the new challenges on the Virtual Console had online on it. I used it once, it wasn't that good. So, just putting it out there, you know, just letting you know Uncle Triple holding it down. Is there anything else that I'm missing here? Is it anything else? Because, you know, like, we talked about the questionability of Sonic 3 on the top of this. I don't know, like, where else do you really reach to? Where do you really go? It's like, because you got third party and things like that. It's like you got, you know, you got your CLTs, you got your language, your stuff. It's like, I'm like, it just kind of depends on how they ultimately fill this out, because there are a lot of games, like third-party games, that they can reach out and get, but it's going to be the question of, can they get it? Does it work with what it is that you're trying to build? But 40 games is a lot, and knowing M2 going to put in this work is that you're going to have the varying regional differences. So yeah, for the first time legally, you'll probably be able to play Contra the Hardcore with all the codes that give you a whole bunch of lives, which makes the game actually beatable. Not saying that Contra Hardcore isn't beatable, but you only get 5 continues. So yeah, good luck with that. Recently there were codes for Vampire Killer Cave Castlevania Bloodlines that let you skip straight to the end and give you 99 lives. So at that jump, shit, you know, you might well just go ahead and beat the game. You know, I'm seriously sitting there trying to think, like, am I missing something, like, majorly? Like, there are other things that I would love to see. I would love to see Troubleshoot on her. That's just me because I love that game. But I don't know if they're gonna be able to reach out to Vic or Kai and try to get the rights to try to get this on here. It's like you got I just threw Celty out there. Like, if we really trying to get into what it is and the lesson things like that, when you get into those territories. But given what it is they have on there, those have a really, really, really good chance of making it. But I want to see this. I want to see this list play out, and I want to see what it is that they do, because there are other things that they could legitimately do with this collection. Like, like they could go easy mode, and like we're going to put Ultra Beast on here, because we do that. But we'll see though. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna keep my speculation is what it is, but there are a couple of games I know that I missed that I know are going to make it on this, and and as they reveal the list more and more, we'll go through it and see what it is that made it or didn't and things like that. But this is gonna be some work. This is gonna be a really good thing for those who love to collect these systems like that. This is a collector's item for real, and I think for real that given what it is that they've already presented, it's probably the best mini system like period right now. Like for real, given like what it is conceptually, like it sounds better than the Super Nintendo, because the only thing that really offers you is a way to play a finished version of Star Fox 2. The NES one had like glaring omissions in it. Not true, but it is what it is with that, and the Neo Geo Mini with the way they split up things, and it's like 5 different versions of it now. It's kind of like, And the PlayStation Classic is a glorified emulation machine that kind of plays a Dreamcast game every now and then. So, there's that. But we shall see. We shall see. But look, we've got more show for you. Please, sit back, relax, and stay tuned. You know who I am. You know what that is. You know who's holding you down. And you know what we do. Wink. Bang. We've indeed got more show for you. Yes, you. Yes, you, that person watching this. More show for you. You're damn straight. Right after these commercial messages. Ooh, that felt good. That felt really good. It came from the heart, baby. From the heart. Yo, more show for you after these commercials.